All right. Welcome back to Within the Wrap. This is episode number 3, and today we're talking to my good friend Matthias Kalmar. He's had quite the motivating journey, and I absolutely love this guy's energy. So it's going to be a fun discussion. He's the one who actually kind of pushed me to start a podcast, actually, because he had me on him and his friends' podcast last week. So inspired me to get started, and I thought it'd be a great first guest to have on. So here we are today. So,
You
Matthias,
think?
why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, thank you for having me and proud to see you taking action so freaking fast, dude. That was pretty cool to see. Like earlier this week, you already said like, okay, episode 2. And I'm like, holy shit, nice. I fucking love that. But
Yeah.
I love about myself. I was born and raised in Argentina. My parents got divorced when I was very, very young. So I don't even have a memory of having both parents together. So my dad moved here from a job opportunity he had and got his citizenship sponsored by them. So as early as I can remember, I was already just coming here to visit him, then going back to my mom, going back to school, whatever. And I always loved the country of the United States of itself, like just how peaceful it was. I'm in South California, by the way. How peaceful it was, the weather, the people seem nicer, not as like sketchy or skeptical from each other, stuff like that. So it was always great. And obviously, you always hear everywhere about like the opportunities, the better future that you can have, how much great of jobs and earnings you can get from here doing the same thing as if you were doing in Argentina, quality of life, basically. So that's something that it always intrigued me. And as I was getting into high school, as I was growing older, closer to 18, my dad was like, well, I would love for you to come after you finish high school and so I can sponsor you the citizenship before you get into like, I think you need to start before you are 19 or something like that. I was like, sure, yeah. Finished high school and after, so in Argentina, it's like flipped. So high school, the school year ends on like December and you have 2 months ish of summer break. So finished high school, spent summer there, and around ends of February, beginnings of March, I moved here, started the whole process, and this is I'm thinking like 2015, something like that. So 10 years ago, almost 11 years ago. And yeah, it's been a fun ride. And I just recently got my citizenship, which I actually have right here. I love to see it every day. It's like it's a piece of paper, but it's so cool. Like 10 years after the whole process, lawyer meetings, sending documents, going to get my fingerprint scan, my pictures and
Hmm.
everything. And I was like, okay, now I'm done. I know they cannot. ICE can come after me right now. I'm like, I'm immune. So that was a pretty cool journey when it comes to that. And then when I came here, I had nothing to do. Like I couldn't work, I couldn't study because I didn't even have my social security yet. But I had a gym a mile away from where I was living back then. So I was like, I'm a little bit chubby. I'm like 215, 220 pounds, no muscle really. So I knew I needed to start to lose that. So I'm like, oh, well, I have the time, so might as well. One thing led to the other. I was reading Reddit forums, bodybuilding forums, just trying to learn as much as I could from what the information was up there. And my mental capacity for that information was, of course, I'm not going to look into PDs and stuff, but just nutrition, training techniques, carb cycling, this and that. And I started applying them. And eventually I found such a great passion for it that translated into me becoming a personal trainer. And I would say this was 2018. 2019 started being an independent trainer, so outside corporate gyms, renting a private facility and bringing my own clients. And later on, I think it was ends of 2023, like December 2023, I was given the opportunity to work on Team Haley at the time, then shortly after Together More under our good friend Justin. And not even a year after I started working with them, I was able to quit being like having in-person people and became an online coach full time, which funny to say was my dream since I started being a personal trainer. Like how cool it would be to just work online and be able to put my focus on bodybuilding and stuff like that. And here we are, pretty much living the dream.
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing. That's quite the story. What was the biggest shift moving here? Moving to the States?
Probably my family and friends. So the only family I have here will be my dad and my half siblings, and of course my stepmom. But besides that, the rest of my family is back in Argentina. My friends stayed back in Argentina, obviously. So I came here kind of like a introvert, low confidence person, and I didn't know anyone. So I was kind of trying to stay in contact with my friends in there with video games, chatting, and whatever it is, but really not knowing anyone here. So that was probably what hit me the most. And yeah, I had times where I broke down and I was like, shit, I want to go back. I don't know if I can handle this. Like, I don't know anyone. It's like, I'm bored, I'm alone, I'm lonely. So yeah, that was definitely the biggest one.
A bit of a culture difference too, right? Like much more
It is.
culture I find in like South America.
Yes, it is, but since I was coming and going relatively frequently, that
Mm,
wasn't as much of a hit. Like, yeah, I could tell the difference, but it wasn't like I moved here and I had to get used to the new culture from scratch. I was kind of
mhm.
familiar with it already. And I would only say the major difference in cultures is that Argentina or any Latin country, Hispanic country, are more family oriented. They're big families, big family gatherings, big family people, and I would even dare to say bigger party people than here. Like here, you've end up the bars and everything closed at like 1:32. Back in Argentina, you're starting 1:30 or 2, and then you go all the way
Yeah,
till like 6 in the morning.
for sure. Yeah, lots of big like family, community, like parties, like lots of good food, lots of music.
Definitely good food.
Different but fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I love traveling down there. What about going to the gym? Like, did you find going to the gym help you like meet new people? I mean, it sounds like it's brought you the career, the life you're living now, right? So,
Yeah, I mean, going at the very beginning when I was not a personal trainer, not really. I may know like one or two people from that just because I remember one clearly. He approached me and this guy said like, "Hey, I've been seeing you for a while. You've been improving a lot. You're doing an amazing job." And then we kind of like started getting along, started talking more often when I see him in the gym, working out together, whatever. But besides that, not really up until I would say the biggest change. Well, obviously, when I started working at Crunch Fitness, that was my first personal training job. One of my closest friends at the time, I met there as a client. She was my client then. And then we just stayed in touch, very, very close friends, met her family as well. I still talk with them every now and then. And then, more especially, when I became an independent trainer, where you're surrounded by people that do the same thing. So each one's on their own, but you kind of socialize between clients while you're grabbing some food, whatever. So you kind of get some acquaintances there. But I wouldn't say those were the most like distinctive social groups that I've met. Probably the one that impacted me the most was definitely Together More. Like it's funny how the people who you get along the most are not necessarily where you live currently. So it's like, motherfuckers.
yeah, sometimes it's funny, you always get a lot of the people that like support you seems to be people, kind of far away, distant, but
Yeah. Or like you have no idea who they are, just completely strangers.
yeah, exactly. I find that
That
strangers are more likely to support, like your crazy endeavors than maybe your close friends. Maybe
that
that's what
pisses
keeps
me
some
off.
people stuck too, right?
Yeah, that pisses me off so much. Like, why wouldn't you? Like, as soon as I see someone's post or anything, I'm already engaging with it, not even listening or knowing what it is. It may be like, let's say some of the female coaches on ECA, it may be like a tip specifically for women. I'm already saving it and liking it. I don't care what it is. It's just a little bit of engagement. But even with my friends and family, I'm the same way. Like I see their name, like see their name, like people there is like not even. They don't like it. They just swipe through. They're like, "Oh, why are you doing this?" They actually like question you, and I'm like, "Cool. Good to know.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. It's funny, like it takes little to no effort, right, to do that, but maybe it's just like deeper insecurity, you know?
Would you say it's because they know you or they know a past version of you that there's like such a discrepancy between both versions? I would think that is why. Like they knew someone in the past that wasn't posting all this stuff, wasn't talking about all this, and now suddenly you start. So they're like kind of doesn't match one with the other. But then people who don't know you, they are just knowing you by this current version of you instead of the past. I still don't support
Yeah,
it.
I mean, like posting or like opening a business or doing something, whether it's like now, I mean, a lot of things they primarily focus on being like content creators. I mean, that's a large aspect of anything now, whether you're into music, art, offer any sort of services, whether that's a barber or a trainer, right? So I think people stepping out of like the common narrative, like following the common path, I feel like everyone always kind of doubts them. I mean, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and that's something that successful people always talk about is like the people close to you are probably going to be the last to support you. And that's like one of the hardest things, is just like keep pushing through when everyone doubts you and when times are hard and you're the only one who's like patting yourself on the back, right? But funny, those people will probably come out of the woodwork once you are successful, right? But during that time in between now and then, why they doubt you more than you doubt yourself and why they push that on those people is beyond me. I mean, it takes so little to support somebody. I mean, like I started a cream of rice company, for example, and I had lots of support from my friends and tons of support from locals. And how hard is that to take $30 out and support your buddy that's starting a company? I mean, that's a huge step to take. Why not support your friends and family, You're gonna make these purchases anyway, so support them growing, and when we support community, we support each other, everybody grows, the scarcity mindset, things like that.
Yeah, especially if you're doing, like you said, if it's someone who doesn't really eat cream or rice in your case, maybe I will understand if they don't want to buy it, but they can at least share your content, like it, I don't know, comment on it on the post, or
Mhm.
I don't know, hey, this is amazing, or whatever it is. But for at least like, I was literally going to say something related to that. Like, we offer coaching services. 'Cause if someone doesn't want to hire a coach, like our family and friends, they don't need to hire us. But they can, at the very least, like engage with the content, considering how much it helps.
Absolutely. Support goes a lot farther than just, like, making a purchase or
Yeah,
anything, right? Like,
absolutely.
even just being there and just being like, "Hey, man, good job," even if it's in the back end, not even on the front side, right? But
Yeah, some moral
sometimes you'd be
support,
surprised
absolutely.
how little that comes along, right?
Mm-hmm. Easy, 100%.
What's your favorite I know you like some of those American treats. I sure do too, because I live in Canada. Anytime we take a little trip across the border, we always stock up on the goody goods. What are some of give me a list of your top 10 smackers that you've discovered in 2025.
Ooh, top 10. Wait, we're talking. Wait, I can tell snacks from even when I started visiting when I was a little toddler. If we're talking not necessarily healthy things,
Y-
100%.
Yeah, no, just enjoyables for sure.
So the top list, and it will never go down by no means whatsoever, is gonna be the Oreo ice cream sandwiches. That is top of my list, number one. That will never move, will never be surpassed. That is every single time. I swear to God, I was asking my dad to buy them every time I came here to visit. Every single day, I'm not getting tired of those. Then I would say Cold Stone ice cream. I don't know if you even have that or if you haven't been
I
to
think we
one.
do. Yeah, I've been there. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I
It's okay.
mean, my favorite flavor is gonna be the Oreo overload. Obviously, I love anything Oreo.
I like Ben
Then
and Jerry's.
yeah, but a Cold Stone is still better.
Yeah, I don't know. Ben and Jerry's I love their half baked. That's my go-to
You know
anytime
that
I
I
get
don't
ice
think I've
cream.
ever had that one.
Really? It's like the cookie dough and fudge brownie.
Yeah, I've seen
Come
it.
on.
It definitely looks good. I don't know. I like the dirt cake one better, which is again pretty much Oreo.
Yeah.
such an Oreo fanatic. But then I would say, what else have I tried that I really like? Well, the pizza obviously was always great here. The pepperoni pizza, just classic pepperoni, because there's no pepperoni in Argentina for whatever reason. So I came here and I'm like, oh, I want to have pepperoni. So
That's
that's
so
always,
weird.
I know. And it's not like a fancy thing or anything. It's just cured meat.
They
So
don't
I
have
don't,
cured meats in Argentina at
we
all.
do, but not pepperoni.
Just not pepperoni.
Yeah. Or I don't know why. Maybe I
That
don't think
seems
it's an,
bizarre.
yeah. It's not an,
Isn't there
it's,
isn't there like a large German presence in Argentina?
there is.
So yeah,
There
you
is a
think
large,
cured meats and pepperoni and things like that would be common.
yeah, it is very
Weird.
common. Like German and Italian and pretty much European in general.
Yeah.
It's the majority of the population and the
Mhm.
culture as well. But and even like on the traditional family gatherings, like family lunch for the Argentinian barbecue and stuff, you start
Mhm.
with a board with cheeses and salamis and cured meats and all this stuff. But
Mm.
there's never been pepperoni. And they even started mocking it. Like pizza places started copying and trying to do like the pepperoni pizza by using just salami.
Yeah.
Not that good.
That's so funny.
Not that
That's so
good. But
bizarre.
yeah. Oh, another thing, lemonade. Just like the shitty kind of lemonade.
Just like really sweet lemonade or
Yeah, like the ones that you will buy at an amusement park
oh yeah, those are delicious.
every single
Pink
time.
lemonade, blue raspberry lemonade.
I don't think I've had the blue raspberry, just like the regular or the pink lemonade. And another thing that I used to have a lot when I was a kid was strawberry Nesquik.
Mm.
I would even buy containers and take it back to Argentina to have some more there.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's funny.
But
So
besides
what
that,
got you what's when you started like in bodybuilding? Like what sparked that interest for you?
so I can remember, of course, I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z as any man or 90% of men. And that, of course, gave us a little inspiration right there. But I don't know if it was anything in specific other than I just liked the look, like to be like, Jesus Christ, you're big kind of expression from other people. And as I was already kind of like training for it in a way, I didn't really get serious until I had a coach that helped me through my first prep and my first kind of like bulk, if you want to call it that way. But it was really just, I loved the look. And as I started going to the gym, I followed a lot of fitness influencers, which at the time they were mostly bodybuilders, at least the ones I followed. Billy
Mhm.
Swole was one of them. I don't know if you know the name. Yeah. He was actually one of my first online coaches. I worked with him.
Really?
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
So him, anyone from the what was his brand at the very beginning? The red one.
The
Was it
only one I
Shred?
know maybe. The only thing that stands out to me is I remember his spice company.
Yeah, no, this was way before that. I think it was Shreds. So yeah, him, the other guy, Devin, which now is all tattooed and shit. And then I can't remember anyone else, but those ones were like the first people I followed and bodybuilder looking like. So kind of like led me that way. Definitely not crossfitting. I ain't doing that shit.
That's funny. You don't like CrossFit? I thought you liked
I
CrossFit.
hell no, I tried it when I was back in Argentina and I'm like, no, this ain't for me. And I already was like, I was not in shape at all. And of course, this is probably the reason why CrossFit doesn't really work because it's never tailored to anyone. They just threw me to the wolves. Just, okay, this is the workout of the day. Do what you can. And of course, it was like a 5 mile run, push ups, squats, deadlifts, kettlebell swings, all back to back to back. And I'm like, bro, I just come from playing 5 hours of video games. I have no athletic experience. How in
Yeah.
your mind, whose mind do you expect me to be able to do this? I'm like, I'm gonna have a cardiac arrest in like the first 500.
Mhm.
So that kind of like popped the balloon for me, and I'm like, yeah, no, I don't like this.
Yeah, I just I never really was into CrossFit either. I just like straight into bodybuilding. I never really messed around with anything else. I always when I saw Jordan Peters, that's how I like basically started bodybuilding and fell in love with it. I just like honestly, I just never turned back. But
It was definitely not something popular in Argentina at all.
no,
No, not at the time. So I started
really,
getting knowing bodybuilding, like the sport specific, when I came here. Before
is there
that,
any gyms there?
yeah, no, there is, but you don't really see it as you didn't really, excuse me, see it as much, if any at all. I didn't. I knew CrossFit. You would see CrossFit and everything, and you would still have gyms, obviously, regular weightlifting, bodybuilding style training, but you will not see bodybuilders or anything
Hmm.
related to it, at least not there in Argentina back then. Now it's starting to become more popular, obviously, but 15 years ago, 20 years ago, not really.
I bet you when you go back there, everybody's like thinks you're massive. Then, hey,
Probably. We shall see in April. I have a trip booked for then. That's what
every
I want
time
to
I
hear
go
the most.
Every time I go to Mexico, everybody, it's like nonstop. Like, everybody say it's so fun though. Everybody's so you'll never get more compliments if you're a bodybuilder and you're like even just plus 225 and you got some round delts and arms, big chest. Just go there and you'll get more compliments than you'll get anywhere. It's really nice.
It
Yeah,
is a
people are so
little,
friendly.
little, a little ego boost. Obviously, you're like, I need to come more
Yeah.
often. Absolutely. But yeah, no. Hopefully, I can reach the 240 and be there in 240 pounds. That'll be fun.
Yes, I've had some funny comments, even just from like travelers come up to me and just like say shit to me. I'm just like I just laugh. I'm just like, "Oh, thanks. I appreciate it." You should see some of the guys back home. Like,
You should cross the border and check it out. You will see a little bit
yeah,
more.
yeah, exactly. So you talked about like when you first moved to the States, like dealing with like a bit of loneliness and stuff. Like, what do you think? What got you through that?
I would. So here's what happened. Moved in 2015. Those first 2 years until like, let's say February 2017, those were my lowest one when it comes to loneliness. The more time went through, the more it hit. Like I remember, I think it was New Year's Eve of 2016, like 2016 to 2017. I was playing League of Legends here in the house in my room at the time, the other room, where my family and everyone else were at a party 2 house down the street at like a kind of like a neighborhood party. And I'm just like, I don't know anyone. I don't want to be here. It's like, fuck it. I'm just going to go back to the room and just stay there. And that was kind of like what hit me the most. Like, this is miserable. I don't think this is for me. Like, just coming here and living here. So then on 2017, I sold the car that I got at the time and used that to get a little bit of money and buy a ticket and move back to Argentina, just a one-way ticket. After spending one whole year there, working, just doing regular life, I'm like, life here is pretty miserable. Like, I don't have any college degree. I didn't do anything that I could advance much in there. And I wasn't even sure what I wanted to do at all. So anything I could do was just basic work. I work as a cashier and delivery guy, not from food delivery, but just like mails, money. Like I literally, I work for my uncle, so he gave me like a big pack of money to take to one of his partners at some other town in the city, whatever. So I did that, and looking at that, thinking of where I can go, and just hearing about the situation, first of all, economy wise, then security wise, I'm like, this fucking sucks. What the fuck am I doing? So, come 2018, like towards the end of 2017, I'm like, I need to go back and just suck it up. I started
Hmm.
saving money, and towards 2018, I was able to save enough to buy another ticket to come back. And then I'm like, okay, what do I prefer? Being here with my friends and family, but life wise, I have no idea what I'm going to do. I have no idea what I can do. because in Argentina, if you don't have a college degree, you really couldn't do anything at the time. And then just be happy because I have my family and people, but I'm miserable in quality of life, or suck it up for whatever, however long it takes, come back, take advantage of the huge opportunity I have, and eventually I'm gonna meet people. Like,
Hmm.
there's no way I can go the rest of my life without meeting a single soul.
Hmm.
So I just decided to suck it up. I came back, and 2 weeks after that I came back is when I got the work at Crunch and I started meeting people. And that honestly started getting better and better quite rapidly, thankfully. But yeah, the first 2 years were tough. I didn't know shit.
Hmm. Hmm. That's interesting. But going back kind of showed you you weren't going to tolerate like that feeling of loneliness like overcoming you. I mean, I think it's a thing that people say is like, especially when you go through something new, like we were just talking about, like support, right? There's going to be loneliness, but inevitably, through that loneliness is going to come success. And I think that's also a good thing to point out too, is that like people in North America, in the States, in Canada, I mean, I'm not gonna say depression doesn't exist because it does, and loneliness doesn't exist because it does, but the opportunities we have here and like the chance we have to make something great, it's really like limitless. Like as you just mentioned, coming from a country you were born and grew up in, like sure you have your family and culture there, but there's like a serious cap on what you can do in your quality of life.
Yeah.
I
Unless you
mean,
make
not
your own
not saying,
business or you
yeah.
become CEO of a company or you have a high position at a bank, yeah, there's really not much you can do without a college degree, honestly. At least back then, I don't know about now, but yeah, the opportunities were extremely limited to what you could have done. Yes, I have a lot of contacts in there, and my uncle being a business owner himself, he could have helped me for sure. But still, how much could he help me? I don't know, and I was not willing to find out. And like you said, and I think, not to say that low people like Americans don't do this by themselves, but I think when you are an immigrant to whatever country it is, the drive that you have to pursue a better future is much greater and allows you for better and bigger opportunities. Like I don't all the Argentinian people I know in here and even here in Temecula, they are all doing amazing. Like they're
Hmm.
either have their own company or I mean, yeah, they all actually have their own company. Funny enough. And they're all doing very, very well for themselves. So there's something to say about my immigrating to another country, whether you go to Europe, you go to Canada, you go to US, you go to whatever, you will have the drive because you have no one's gonna hand you anything. So you either go there and pursue what you really want, or you're gonna end up worse than you could have been if you would have stayed in your country.
Exactly. It's a fact. It's a fact because they have a drive, they have a goal set, and like they don't waver. Whereas if you're here, you're more likely to
Be comfortable.
and just have excuses. Well, I wasn't given that. I didn't grow up that way. All my parents didn't give me that. Well, the fuck all these people, they just came here with nothing.
I actually have
There's lots of examples of that.
Yeah, I actually still have a video of my phone saved from, I think it was a call that we had back then when Together More was still up and going. And it was Justin giving me a shout out because I had a conversation prior to him doing this with him. And I told him my bank account has the biggest amount of money I've ever had up to that point, and things were just keep getting better and better and better. So I have this video of him giving me a shout out and saying like he's an immigrant from Argentina, like first time or second time immigrant,
Hmm.
mentioning my dad's here, but he says he had nothing handled. He did this from sheer grind, and I just felt like a huge emotion, like a proud of feeling. And I'm like,
Fuck
That is
yeah.
fucking right. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes I forget that everything I've done till now, I done it myself. Like my dad doesn't even work in the fitness industry. He could not have given me anything at all for me to grow this much. So
Mhm.
anything I've made was thanks for through the to the opportunities I was able to take advantage of, or the opportunities I've been given. So sometimes I will admit I forget about that, and it's easy to overlook. Like we are more, you know how humans are just leaning more towards the negativity aspect of things, and sometimes we forget the positive things. So
Mhm.
yeah, I overlooked it pretty often. Whoops.
No, you should be proud of yourself. I mean, you've come a long way. You've done a lot for yourself. So, as you said, no one did it for you, right? How would you define strength in your life?
Deadlifting 4 plates. No, I'm kidding.
Pulling 6 plates up again.
I know, right? Gym rat to the finest.
I was gonna say, I did, yeah. Define strength in real life, not in the gym.
Yeah, I would say the ability to endure, like whatever it is, mental toughness, like whatever situation you have, someone strong, I would say like it has the ability to endure their circumstances and push through or push past them.
I mean, I would say it's funny as we like chatted about earlier, but doing the right thing when nobody's clapping.
Yeah,
Strength is doing the thing when nobody's supporting you.
yeah,
Strength is
I
doing the
I,
thing
I
when it's
agree.
just you doing it, no matter what. Like we said, you just don't waver. You have that goal and you make it happen. What do you do when life gets heavy and you're not feeling motivated? What's your go-to?
A pint of Ben and Jerry's, no.
I know you're a big
Honestly,
reader, right? Don't you read like almost a book every couple of days?
yeah. I actually have a pile of books right behind the computer right here. But so the reading, I do it while I walk and on like on my free time. But when things get tough, to answer that question, whichever tough would be, I would just take a step back and go back to something that I know I do well and I know I can succeed and I know I can do in that very moment, which is usually whether that be my own routine related, like go to the gym, get my cardio done, read my pages for the day, or get my steps in. Just easy things that will help me get some momentum in that, okay, I'm actually achieving things when things feel tough. Basically, like just controlling my own variables and wait until whatever situation, whatever tough situation that I'm facing, wait until it passes. Obviously, if I can do something to address it and speed up that process, I will. But if it's something out of my control and there's nothing that I can do in this very moment, I just resort to the things that I know I can do well.
If you're listening to this podcast, this is going to become the most common theme, especially when I have bodybuilders and people in the fitness industry on, because they always fall back to ticking the boxes and just crossing
Yeah.
off the daily non-negotiables, and that gives you daily wins, right? And controlling what you can control, things are out of your control. I mean, it's uncontrollable, right? So why stress? Why worry? Tick those daily boxes, right? This is something we talked about the other day as well. So, I mean, I'm the exact same way. Just having that structure, having that routine. I mean,
Yeah. And I actually said this to a great friend of mine not too long ago. I said, because they were dealing with just everything all at once, life stress, financial stress, what to do with their home, everything. Like they just purchased a home and they just dealing with financial issues and now they have to still pay the mortgage, whatever. So they kind of like take a step back from everything. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to just put it this way. Is there something that needs to be done right now, like at this very minute, that will change whatever your situation is? The answer will be probably not. So you can allow yourself to take a step back, kind of like cool down a little bit, relax for a moment so you can clear your mind and then go back to the problem, to the situation with that better perspective, with a more clear mind and attack it then. Reality is if you are dealing with financial situations or like you need to pay the mortgage, if it's the middle of the month, you probably don't need to worry about the mortgage until the end of the month or beginning of the next one, I'm guessing, or whenever you have to pay it. So stressing right now and freaking out about what you're going to do right now is just going to escalate things more. So then why not just give yourself a day or two, take a step back, relax, go back to your or controllables, ticking the boxes, or maybe do something that you enjoy. Go out to eat, go have a meal, go see some friends and family, whatever it is. You can go back to the situation later on. It will still be there. But the fact that you're letting it affect you so early on with so much time in between is not gonna make it better. It's not gonna solve it. So just relax, take it easy, get back to it later with a clearer head.
Yeah, for sure. I can be guilty of that too. I think a lot. Like I let things bother me, and then I'll come to a point, like you just said. It's like I can elicit no effect on this, so why let it affect me at the end of the day?
And some things you really have no control of it, whether it's now, in a week, or in a month. So just let it go.
Yeah, I mean that's what I tell a lot of people is like life happens. Unfortunately,
Easier
sometimes it
said than done,
happens.
though.
Yeah, life happens. So sometimes you just gotta let it happen and just ride the wave, right?
I was literally about to say ride the wave. Yes, 100%. Easier said than done, though. Like, yeah, we're here giving the advice, but then when it hits, I'm like, "Oh, shit. What was the
No,
advice again?"
that's what I mean. Like that's what I'm saying is like I'm definitely guilty of it. I can definitely get caught up in the moment, let things bug me. Probably the biggest thing that clears my mind in those moments is usually when I'm in that type of mood, I'm like in the house by myself, like either on the couch or sitting here at work or just lunking around the house. But like the moment I go outside, whether even if it's a rainy day, and sometimes I'll just like be like, fuck, I do not want to go outside because I do live in Vancouver, Pacific Northwest. Vancouver rains a lot, especially right now. It's not raining today, which is nice, but some days I'll just be like, yeah, I know I need to go outside for a walk, and I'll just neglect it all day. And then I'll finally go out and I'll be like, fuck, I should have just done that earlier because I feel so good now. And like I could even keep walking for like another hour. It's so nice being out here and it just clears my mind, just the fresh air and just having your eyes open up, look at just different perspectives and, just seeing different things. It completely changes your mindset. So, I mean, I'm definitely guilty of it. I'm definitely no monk saint when it comes to stress. I mean, all humans encounter stress. It doesn't matter how insightful they sound, but that's probably my biggest thing is just, like, going for a walk and clearing my mind that way. Fresh air.
Now that you mentioned the rain, I don't know, you gave me a picture in my head. And one of the things I would love to have whenever I buy my house, whether it's my first house or one later down the road, like more permanent house, is having either a covered patio, like just like a roof on my patio where I can just sit outside. And if it's raining, even better, because in Argentina it also rains quite often. Not like probably as often as it sounds, but regularly often. And just
Mhm.
hearing the sound of the rain, it's peaceful. So I would just love to be able to sit outside and just enjoy that sound, that calmness. Clearly doesn't happen as often in Southern California, hence why I want to move the fuck out of here. But that's something that I would love to have, like just like a covered patio where I can just sit and relax whenever I feel like it, and even work from there if I want to.
I know, that's something I always dream of is just like that, having a little zen place, like,
Yeah.
just where I can go and just, like, chill and read a book, just, like, hang out by myself. It's hard to get out here though, like I live in a
Is
big
it?
metropolis too, right? Vancouver's super busy. The lower mainland, it's like there's Vancouver. Everybody talks about Vancouver, right? But Vancouver's like it's kind of like how LA would be. People would just think of LA, but really it's like a bunch of like city boroughs encapsulated into one big, right? That's kind of like Vancouver. It's like the lower mainland. So you have like Vancouver here, then you have all the cities that are attached to it, right? So it's just like endless city. I mean, there's sure people who live and have nice places out, in the country and the mountains and stuff, but it
Would
ain't
you
peak here
like to live
either.
in the country though?
Absolutely. I mean, I would love to if I, yeah, if I was working remotely and could, I would absolutely love it.
Well, I have a opposite opinion on that. Like, I would love to live in the outskirts of the city, or like the town where I'm living right now, it's Temecula. So it's not like a big metropolis city like Vancouver, LA, but it's also not country that you need to drive 20, 30 minutes to the closest grocery store, the closest anything. That I wouldn't like.
Yeah, I would do like I could do 45 minutes like out of town. That'd be good for me. 30
Well, but
minutes, but I
if
don't.
you, but I mean, it's like if I have to drive because I like to go to a grocery store often. This is the perfect example. If I have to drive 30 minutes, like 25, 30 minutes to the closest grocery store, that is a no.
Well, you're just gonna have a deep freeze because, and then you're gonna stock it with a lot more meat and stuff like that. Buy big bags of rice. I mean, I guess vegetables you kind of restock up on a little bit more, but maybe you have a little bit more space. Maybe you grow a little bit of vegetables in your garage or something. I would only do that if I had a gym as well in my garage that I didn't have to drive into the city. But I agree. I would want to live like somewhere that's on the outskirts of the city. I could push it like 45-minute drive. I mean, I'm pretty used to commuting. I don't think I would need to go into the city very often. I mean, what's groceries once a week, once every 2 weeks. So
The thing,
I
I
like,
go to the grocery store every few days. That's what I'm saying.
really.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I
would you
shop
also
at
drive?
Costco.
But you would you also drive 45 minutes one way to the gym every day?
No, that's why I'd say it would only be if I had, like, my own home gym.
Got it, got it. Okay, in that case, yeah. I
Yeah.
was still yeah. No, I'm saying
Like,
like 20 minutes.
yeah, well, I mean, I grew up, like, living in the, like, Saskatchewan, which is, like, the Midwest, so, like, flat prairie country, right? So, I'm pretty used to commuting, and it's just a way of life nowadays, really, anywhere you live. If I were you, though, I would probably, like, look to have a nice home in the States, wherever, and then have, like, a nice, like, home back in Argentina as well, where you can have that like Zen stay. Because I think that'd probably be a lot easier to find and probably a lot more like optimal as well. Like if I could, I would buy a place in like Mexico or something and go there 3 months of the year when it's rainy here and just chill there.
Funny you mentioned. I not too long ago I sent a video to Kaden to a real estate guy back in Argentina selling a two-story house, 4 or 5 bedrooms, 2 or 3 bathrooms. I can't remember which one it was. Like in the fancy areas, like closed neighborhood, like gated neighborhoods from Argentina with a pool and a big yard and everything.
Hmm.
$225,000.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
It doesn't exist in here. So I sent the guy, say, hey, are you sure you don't want to move to Argentina? Because one of his clients just moved there. And then he's like, bro, don't tell me twice. And I'm like, yeah, no, buying a house in Argentina, I would probably, now that you give me the idea, buying a house and then having my mom live in it and just take care of it, live in there, do whatever she wants. But then somewhere with extra rooms for me to go whenever I want to, that will be a great thing. Yeah, I like it. Or maybe
Yeah.
just keep it there. The thing is, like with rent, you don't get much. You don't have a two, three, $4,000 rent unless it's like a very like in the middle of the city in a very, very or a not very, very, but quite wealthy place, which I've seen some Instagram posts about apartments being $3,000, $4,000 rent. But I don't know about the houses. I have no idea how much they could go for. So I don't. I'm saying all this to say probably having like renting real estate, like renting houses or anything over there, wouldn't be that profitable as it is in here.
Yeah. Just when you do get nice and wealthy, just buy your family a nice home and then have yourself a little guest house in the back where you can just go chill.
Yeah. Oh, that could do it.
That'd be
I could do it.
nice. That'd be
Definitely.
nice.
Thanks for the
And
idea.
I think that's anybody's goals, get nice and wealthy, buy their family a nice home, have a nice vacation home. I mean, who would say no to that? I mean, that sounds absolutely amazing. I mean, I personally I love going to Mexico and traveling there. Like that's my thing. So
Funny
nice,
you
such
say
good
I've
food,
never
such
been
good
actually.
weather. Yeesh, dude, you should go. You're so close. You could fly there for like a couple $100 and have
Bro, I
yourself a
can
great
drive
time.
there. Okay, I've driven to Tijuana for like a birthday. We went there for lunch, but
Yeah,
I think like that it's not Mexico really, like not where people would travel for a holiday. People here in Southern California, they just cross the border for lunch all the time. So it's kind of like you still feel part of the US even though you're still in Mexico. Like it doesn't feel like a big trip.
yeah.
But to Cabos or like Cancun or places like that. Tulum, I've never been. No, I would love to.
Yeah, you should go. It's so fun.
I would
Playa
love
del
to go on a
Carmen's a
cruise.
lot of fun. Where?
A cruise, like taking a cruise ship.
Oh, fuck. I really? You'd like that?
Bro, it's amazing.
Yeah, I don't like a cruise ship.
I do. Like, picture this. Nice, very good gym because they usually have a very uh modern gym equipment. And nowadays they're make putting more equipment in it. So it's not like a little hotel gym. So they are very nice. Free
Yeah,
food 24/7.
yeah. But you can
You
get
can
that in
get
an all-inclusive,
yeah. Well,
but
yeah,
you don't
but
have
then
to
you
be
can
on a
just
fucking boat.
but it's the boat experience. I don't know. It's just nice.
Dude, have you seen that documentary of the ship boat?
Which one?
The cruise ship that fucking broke down in the middle of the ocean in like the 2000s. There's a documentary on it. And all the sewer systems, all the power went out, all the sewer systems went out. They were in like the middle of the Caribbean. It took them like multiple days to get rescued by the Coast Guard. There's literally like shit and piss rivers in the hallways. People were sleeping up on the decks. You should watch the documentary.
Shit.
It's
Well, but
traumatizing.
I mean,
And
how
another thing about cruise ships is you're on international waters. There is no law apparently. So essentially like the captain or whoever's on the ship, like essentially they have full control over any situation, right? So how they handle the situation is under their decision. I mean, I don't fuck with it. I just don't like being trapped with a bunch of people on a boat or on a plane. I'm just like, let's get on land, let's chillax. Me and the wife can take a boat out with, buddy, we'll just rip around, come back safely.
well, now I'll admit you changed my perspective on cruise ships, but talking about the breakdown thing, how often what are the chances of that happening nowadays with all
I don't
technology and
know.
stuff? It's the same as if you would talk about the plane breaking down in the middle of the air. The
Yeah, that'd be
chances
not
are
good.
there, but are not that high, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. It's just not my thing. I just don't even all inclusives I don't even like anymore. Like I'd rather just go to Playa del Carmen or Tulum or a place like that and rent an Airbnb
Yeah,
for a week.
I agree.
And like usually those Airbnbs are nice. They have like a kitchen, so you can go to the grocery store, you can cook your own food. And then you can also like walk around the city, see culture, meet the people, eat at local restaurants, try real food, go out for some real experiences, shit like that. I don't like
I
being
agree.
stuck on an all inclusive. It's just like you're just getting
It's
one
a
thing.
waste.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I get it. If you want to relax, it's chill. There's the gym there. You got your 24-hour food. It's an experience, but I like to experience culture. Like that's my thing, right? Like if I want to
I get
travel,
it.
I want to meet the people. I want to like feel the vibe. I don't want to be stuck on a resort where it's all show, right?
Yeah, 100%. No, I'm the same way. If I go to a place like Mexico, or I've been to Hawaii with some of my family's friends. Like both of our families went together, and they like to stay in the pool in the hotel in Hawaii. I'm like, bro, you're in Hawaii. Go to the beach. Go scuba diving. You can do so many things, but they like to stay in the hotel. For me, that's a waste. So I would even say, like, if I go to an all inclusive, it would be maybe like even local or to a place that I've already been. But the very first time I go somewhere, or the very couple times, like if I go, let's say, to Mexico more often, I'm doing the Airbnb 100%. If anything,
Y-
I would do an hotel with a kitchen, of course, and I would try to find with breakfast included because I don't know. Sometimes I like to get the breakfast included if it's nice. Some hotels have a very nice buffet, but otherwise, Airbnb 100%.
Yeah, I would honestly. When I went to Mexico for my honeymoon, like back in November, and it was stupid hot. No, it wasn't November. When was it? June. That's when we went. Fuck, it was so hot, dude. Real. But this is kind of some of the problems you'll deal with if you're a big bodybuilder and you don't stay at an all-inclusive because like sometimes I'll wait till the last minute to get food. I'm like so indecisive. I'll like look around for like the best spot and I'm like, nah, I don't want that. And then I'll get to the point where I'm like going hypo and like super fucking hungry. And then it's like 40 degrees out, and the blocks in Playa del Carmen, like it's like, oh, this place is just 2 blocks away. The blocks are like mad long. They're like a kilometer long, mile
God.
long, and it's like 40 degrees out. Like I swear to God, I was gonna die. I was so hungry. But I would always go down to the, I think it's called a chuterie. I don't know how to say it. It's a grocery store there. Chuterie, that's what I call it. But they have like these nice croissants. They're so good. And then I get some eggs because in Mexico they have the best eggs too, like organic eggs. And then I get like some chorizo sausage and I just fry up the eggs and sausage and put it on the croissant every morning. I honestly dream about that breakfast. Like I was craving it the other day. It's
Bro,
good,
if you
man.
go to Argentina, you would drool over the pastries.
But yeah, like Mexico is so funny. The grocery store there, like the pastry section, everyone's always there and it's always like packed. And then you grab like your little metal tray, right? And then you like put all your fucking stuff on
I
it.
would say like I with Mexico everything is more like it's sweeter, it's denser, it's more sugary. In Argentina, it's the good amount, just the amount you need. It's not overwhelming. I
Mm-hmm.
tried some like the conchas for example. I find them overly sweet. The little marzipan kind of candy is like a peanut butter kind of cookie, whatever. In Argentina, we have exactly the same, but less sweet, less like strong in flavor.
Mm-hmm.
And you will see like the cookie that is this big is like 200 calories, like insane. It's a bite. And in Argentina, we have a whole bar, which is 200 calories. That tells you how much shit they put on their stuff. So
Mm.
croissants are more flaky, more airy, and not overwhelmingly sweet. Any other pastries as well. Cakes, the same. Flan, the arroz con leche, like the rice pudding. Everything is better. Not to brag
Yeah,
about
more
it.
like classic, I guess, hey?
Yeah,
Like more traditional.
yeah. You will love it. You will absolutely love it.
Yeah, I'll honestly be real. I love Mexico, but some of their pastries aren't very good. Some of their panderias are like, nah, that ain't it. Some of the shit though is fire. I mean, it's hit or miss. It's like anywhere, I guess. So I wouldn't say it's a place per se. It's just some places are hit or miss. That's anywhere you go.
Absolutely.
So a couple last questions. How has your idea of a good life changed since like you were younger to how you are now?
I can remember what was a good life for my younger self. But right now, a definition of good life would be bills paid, roof over my head, food on my plate, all the cheesy stuff. Obviously, we want to just be grateful for those things that we take for granted. But most importantly, I would say bills paid and having enough, like earning a good amount so that I'm not stressing about the next month or if something happens. So obviously being filthy rich is anyone's dream and will feel amazing. But to be honest, being that rich comes with its like it has a price, and I don't want to be filthy rich. I want to be rich, like a step below, to where I still do what I love. I have some investment properties bringing passive income, whatever, but I have enough so I can pay my bills. I can travel to Argentina whenever I want to. I can buy my family whatever they want to, if they want something, or bring them here, or if they want to travel, whatever, so I can take care of them without stressing about, oh, I can't spend this much, or I need to save for this, or stuff like that. And having a lot of GH.
You're so funny. Who's coaching you right now?
Dom Kuza.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy
Phenomenal guy.
that?
Yeah, a lot. He is very, well, I think we connected very well to the point that even from the get go, he helped me with a lot of problems, especially food wise, like binging problems that I was
Mm.
having. And he knew what things to say to help me move past and overcome those things, to the point that before, if I had to eat out, I was overthinking what I had to eat, or asking for so many modifications, or trying to find the perfect place, whatever. Right now I'm like, huh, okay, You want to have pasta? Okay. And I have like I will know exactly what to eat, and I would not even stress about if I need to make some modifications. And even for example, after Christmas, I think it was, and I haven't done this in so long. I just went to a bakery and I had latte with some pastries randomly through the day. I just ate, like, modified the rest of my meals based on that. I woke up lighter the next day. Like I'm at such a mental peace, and he did a lot. He helped me a lot for me to reach that point to where I'm extremely grateful for it. Besides that, Kuza is extremely knowledgeable with anything bodybuilding and health and supplements, peptides. So I always, of course, appreciate the knowledge.
Hmm. No, it sounds like you're under good hands, and I mean, you said it right. Like you want to be a happy camper is what you want to be.
Happy camper.
We just don't want to be. You want to like everything to be easy cruising, right? Like you don't want to be stressed, and you want to be enjoying being able to, like you said, go out and not have any problem with it. Like you said, you dropped a pound or whatever, so enjoy it.
Yeah, well, I can when it's not prep.
I mean, even then, it's got to be something you enjoy. It's just like it's just a daily thing. It's just a part of your life, right? Prep is nothing else. It's just like you're just turning a new leaf and it's just on to the next day, right? It's still enjoyable. It's everything is what
For
you
sure.
make it, right?
No, I'm just meaning. I was meaning, like, of course, prep is enjoyable, but I meant it more like eating whatever stuff randomly here and there, and then but prep comes. Of course, I'm still enjoying, but in there, yes,
Yeah.
I will definitely be more mindful of what I'm having and not have a croissant with a latte randomly.
I find when I'm in prep, I get like so bougie with my meals and I like start making them so like extra. And like
Yeah,
just spending that much time. Like I have zucchini, like I'll get zucchini and chicken, a little bit of rice. So I'll spend so much time like making it all flavored, really nice. The rice, I like make zucchini pasta and flavor it really nice with spices and just so overkill. And then in the off season, I'm like, fuck whatever, just rice and chicken, no sauce, please.
I can relate to that. I was even cutting green onions and just putting it on top as decoration, just for the
Yeah,
fucks. That is funny.
yeah. I was even last prep. I was like, I got like a bunch of like gourmet because I know a guy here who grows like gourmet mushrooms, like all the really nice, like fancy, like lion's mane and stuff. So I was getting all those, and I was like, cut because they're pretty low in calories and really high in micronutrients. So I was like cutting those up and frying them up and mixing them in my meals. It was so bougie, but
I actually never had those.
mushrooms are some people don't like mushrooms, but honestly, they have very little flavor. They have a little bit of texture, I guess, but once you like cook them, just fry them up, they're gonna taste like whatever you're cooking them with, right?
Yeah.
So.
No, I love the regular mushrooms. I'm just saying about the fancy ones. I actually eat mushrooms on my last meals currently. On my
Yeah, I
eggs
mean
and all.
some of those mushrooms are super trippy, like the lion's mane and all those ones. They're really weird to cut up and they look super freaky, but they don't taste bad or anything. They are a little weird to look at.
This is all gonna look the same in the stomach anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Well, dude, they're packed full of like micronutrients. I'm pretty sure they're even fairly high in protein.
I
Mushrooms
need
are
to find it.
all those like mushrooms are very popular now. I'm just trying to think of some of the names of them. Here, I was gonna look them up.
I only know the shiitake ones.
Oh yeah, no, there's some cool ones. Yeah, like oyster mushrooms, field oyster, blue oyster, pink oyster. They're very weird looking. There's like these Pio oysters, chestnut mushrooms. The lion's mane looks really weird. It just looks like hair, right? Yeah. I wonder if I can share my screen with you.
Yeah, you can actually. It's right next to the end call button. It says share screen. Yep.
Yeah, this is actually, if anybody lives in Lower Mainland area, this is one of my old clients, but he runs Micah Farms here. And they have a facility where they grow all these mushrooms out here in the Lower Mainland. But yeah, they're all super freaky looking, eh? Like these ones. Or the lion's
Uh,
mane? Yeah. But you get a
Tough.
box like this. I would just get a box like this and just like chop them all up and then mix them in with like chicken and rice. Is really good actually.
I like it in my eggs.
Yeah, even just like fried with your eggs, right? But yeah, those are interesting.
Those pink ones, I'm like, I don't know about those, but
Honestly, I was all of them look suspect to me, but when I read like
the
the
benefits.
properties, the
Yeah.
nutrient profiles of them and some of like the antioxidant properties they have, and I'm like, Yeah, let's send it. Sounds good to me. They don't taste bad either. Actually, most of those mushrooms are being sold to like gourmet restaurants throughout the lower mainland, right? So, yeah, that's who he supplies to. Yeah, I saw the facility. It's pretty cool. It's like all like they wear like their science coats and like their and that's like all cold rooms and all like vacuum sealed. It's a pretty cool facility. I guess it has to be like keeping very tight to for all the spores. There can't be like any outside bacteria coming in or anything like that.
I was gonna ask, how is the growing process? It's complicated. It sounds like it.
Well, you can buy those. You can buy like a lion's mane kit. It's just basically a bag essentially, and you can grow them at home. You can probably order them in the States there, but you can buy like gourmet mushroom kits, and they just comes in a little bag with wood chips, and I think they've already like sprayed the stuff on, and you just grow it at home. I mean, when I was a kid growing up, actually, I knew a guy who grew like a bunch of magic mushrooms under his bed. He just had a bunch of Tupperware, and they were all just growing under his bed. He had like 20 Tupperwares under there, big Tupperwares.
Jesus Christ. I
Weird,
mean,
eh?
there are people that also grow the sprouts, like the little small ones.
Yeah, I think that you just put in like a mason jar, right? The
Yeah,
sprouts.
yeah.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do that, but then I'm like, how much effort is this gonna be? I'm gonna eat this all in like 2 days because I love alfalfa sprouts. They're so good.
Yeah, I don't. That's why I'm saying I don't know if it's worth it. The only thing I'm making right now is sourdough, and I'll stay with that for the time being.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, I'll ask you one more question before we jump off here. But what's one habit that you think you'll carry on with you for life?
As fun as and obsessive as it sounds, probably meal tracking and meal prepping. Like I have no issue whatsoever on counting my macros and measuring my food and prepping my meals, and I actually love it. I legitimately love it. So I think that's something that will stay with me even after I stop doing bodybuilding. I can still eat with my family, friends, whatever, eat out, whatever it is. But for my based meals, whether they increase or probably not increase, but where they decrease in frequency, so like 2 or 3 meals a day plus the one that I have with people, I will still measure them perfectly. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it helps you stay dialed, right? I'm like the exact same way. That's probably the most stressful part I find about traveling is like just like eat not weighing out my meals. Like I can like just kind of rough it for the day and have like, some tacos, some like kind of sorted out in my head, but I hate it. Like one thing I love is just like weighing out my meals and having that structure every day. It then I'm like every time I get back from traveling, I'm like next time I travel, I'm bringing all my meals and it's going to be set. And then I get to travel day and I'm like I'm fucking winging it again. And then I'm like halfway through the travel and I'm like, I should have just brought fucking meals, man.
I think it's not like my worst thing about traveling is I need to have a kitchen. I even have like a hot pan or everything I can bring, but it's like I'm looking for hotels or anything with a kitchen included. And of course, a fridge that can fit the meals because I am not going to be eating randomly outside, like at a either fast food place, whether they're healthy or not, or restaurants and all this stuff. That's an unnecessary expense. Yeah,
Hmm.
one meal here and there, yes, but not every day for all meals. Absolutely not. It ain't gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah, it adds up quick.
Jesus, great. That's why I'm trying to see if I can go to Vegas at the end of the month because Caden's going there and I had like a 4 hour drive, so trying to meet
Hmm.
them there. And I'm like, okay, if I go for just 2 or 3 days, I have to bring all these things. I'm like, ugh,
Why don't you just fly and then order from like Fit Meals or whatever?
I'm not gonna fly for a 4 hour drive. I'd rather drive. I like driving.
Well, just you can order like Fit Meals right to your hotel in Vegas or whatever. Order from a meal prep company and just have them delivered to your place when you get there.
Yeah, I mean, I saw right now the cheapest thing is gonna be an Airbnb, and they all have a kitchen anyway, so might as well.
Mm.
But yeah, and I think Mega Fit is in Dallas, I believe. But I know,
There's tons in Vegas. I know that for a fact.
yeah. There is. So yeah,
I
that's
would
another
rather just
story.
order meal prep because then you don't have to fucking spend money on groceries and cooking and then show up at your door. The meal's there. You're ready to roll. You don't have to stress. You just take them and go. Don't have to pack them or anything.
I would probably still buy the bulk ones, like bulk chicken, bulk rice,
Yeah, bulk it.
measure measuring them myself. But yeah, that's a good idea. I'm actually gonna look into it right now.
Yeah. All right, brother. Well, I appreciate having you on. I appreciate you coming out for the podcast, and hopefully we can do another one sometime.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for having me. I know it was like an impromptu, but thankfully it worked. And proud of you for putting up the podcast so fucking quick. That's fucking dope. So definitely
Yeah,
keep at it.
man, I got to run it up. My brother told me yesterday, he's like, just so you know, 90% of podcasts fail by the 50th episode. And that's because people stop doing them, right?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Just keep
fuck,
going.
I'm running it up, man. Like we're gonna hit 100, no problem. I already have 3 this week, have like 5 or 6 more booked. Just continue to book them and make it happen.
There you go. And yeah, anytime you want to have me on, I will be gladly honored. I will love to come back for sure.
All right. In the meantime, work hard on that little secret project you're working on. I didn't want to break it out yet, but this man's working on something special for y'all, and
Yeah.
I'll
It's
give you
so
a
now
hint. It's in the food space it's in the food space in the fitness industry. So
it's on a little bit of a pause right now due to some circumstances, but it's definitely pending and it will definitely happen eventually. So definitely I'm
oh,
very, very excited for it.
yeah, it will. All right, my man. I hope you have a great day and all the best.
Absolutely. Thank you so much again. Likewise.
All right, bro.